I'm Tessa Smith with MamasGeeky. Thank you all so much for taking the time today. I appreciate it.
Of course.
Oh yeah, thank
you.
you.
I loved this so much. I watched them all back to back and I was like, I need more. I want more of them. They're so much fun. But for you guys, yes. I mean, they're so much fun because I love how they live in the world, but they aren't like too connected to the, you know what I'm saying? It's its own thing. For you guys, how fun is that to explore and get to see different aspects of Mythic Quest?
It's so fun. I mean, we really wanted to have a show. We were trying to walk a line between giving the Mythic Quest fans some Easter eggs and some connection that they could feel into this new expansion pack. But we also wanted to be accessible for people who might not have seen Mythic Quest and aren't fans of Mythic Quest yet. So we wanted it to work both ways. So you can watch Mythic Quest and enjoy this, but you can also watch Side Quest and then want more of Mythic Quest. So that was a kind of a line we had to walk, and we just wanted to make sure we were exploring universal themes that even if you're not in the gaming culture, or you don't think you are, you can still kind of find yourself in every episode and realize, like, actually, I'm more connected to this world than I thought I was.
Yeah, Ashley or John, do you have anything to add?
No, I think that hits it.
Yeah.
It's really, you know, we got the sort of fun experience of both having some guardrails, which is that, you know, there should be some connection to games and Mythic Quest, but then also the freedom of, that can mean so many things because of how big the gaming ecosystem is.
Yeah, even with the first one with Ian showing up, like, you don't need to know who he is. You get it, you understand it. But was that a hard line for you to walk, to figure out how to actually even bring in Ian, but make it so that you didn't have to have seen Mythic Quest to really understand who he is?
That one was pretty simple once you hit on the fact that everybody has had some version of that boss who is really bad with boundaries, and that just sort of makes it this great universal story. So that just seemed like a very natural way. Obviously it's like a bit more heightened. Hopefully it's a bit more heightened than what people deal with day to day. But yeah, once you kind of hit on that aspect of it, it becomes a lot easier because you're like, oh, everybody knows this. Like, everybody's been on vacation or during the weekend and they get a text or a phone call that they just absolutely do not want to be getting, and how it disrupts your personal life. So I think, yeah,
absolutely. I will say the comic book episode, I was like, I could literally watch an entire series just with these characters. I absolutely love that. So where did that concept come from? No, I like fell in love with it as someone who has a pull list at a comic shop. I was like, I get it. You know, I fully understood it. But for you guys, where did that concept come from, that idea?
That one was really inspired by the co-writer of that episode, Javi Scott, who is a Black nerd and one of the nerdiest people that any of us personally know, probably. He actually taught many of the cast members how to play Magic the Gathering
to various levels of success.
To various levels of success for that episode.
Some people were more open to it than others.
But you know, that the Black community has its own culture, and Black nerddom is its own culture. And so we thought that would be really fun to highlight, because a lot of those conversations, like, what characters do we claim as Black? That is like a thing. Like, there's so many TikTok videos of people being like, well, this is why Piccolo is Black, or this is why Arthur's family is Black. So we just thought that was like a really fun, specific community to highlight, with like a lot of awesome, interesting things that we could explore, but also like a universal experience, which is like a place that you find community. Maybe you feel a bit like an outcast or a misfit, and you found this place that you feel like you belong, and what happens when that feels threatened. So yeah, it was a combination of wanting to highlight this community that we thought was like really cool and interesting and hasn't been highlighted, and also an opportunity to tell a universal story.
Do you think it's something you guys could tell more of? If I'm telling you, I really fully want a spin-off series of that.
I mean, well, call your congressman, call your closest executive producer. I mean, we would love to. I think for that episode in particular, because it is such this rich world, and there was a story told. It's a bottle episode, so it's one location. It's these people that we do a deep dive on, and you still felt that connection. So that was important to us. And some other in the series feels a little bit more like this was a mini movie. It had a beginning and an end, and you're satisfied with how that ended. So yeah, we want that experience, and that's what we feel makes a successful anthology episode, is when it ends, you say, oh, I wanted more, and then the next one starts and you forget, you're like, oh, I want more of this. So that's what we're trying to strive to do.
Also, a big shout out to Mo Marable, who was the director of Pull List and our cast,
Incredible.
because that really, it did, all of us when we were filming it, like, this feels like a pilot. Like, this cast just gelled immediately. And, you know, we're finding things and improvising things like they've been working together for years. It was a really like magical thing to just see happen organically.
That kind of chemistry, especially for an ensemble that is in scenes together, I have such respect for it, because you don't know each other. You come in, you're like, hi, nice to meet you. We're best friends now.
Yeah, right.
And it's just, you know, we have outrageous sexual chemistry.
Yeah.
All right, I guess. And they do it. And it was incredible. And to see that through episode by episode, that just people can walk in, understand the character, and just get down to it. It's amazing to see.
Yeah. And then I will say also the last episode, again, as someone who games online, I was like, man, these two, I loved all 4, but 2 and 4 for me were like, I would live in this world. I would love more of it. And even though that one did kind of feel like there's an ending, it does feel like there was more to explore there as well. So can you talk about the inspiration for that one?
Yeah, I mean, we had an idea really early on for The Last Raid that we thought it'd be interesting to try to do an episode that was entirely or almost entirely in game, using the actual, so Mythic Quest, there's an engine that was built, like an actual game engine and game assets that was created to make all the game assets that you see in the Mythic Quest, and Mythic Quest Prime, as we call it. So anytime you see the game, that's like an actual game engine that was built. And we were like, what if we did a whole episode, not knowing how hard it is to make a game?
Turns out it's hard to make a game.
It's hard to make a game. So it was a very interesting process for us, because we would get like, you know, it's essentially an animated episode, but built using a game engine. So we would get shots that had bugs in them that were like broken, where like someone's head was looking the wrong way. And that was just because it was a game engine, and game engines get bugs. So yeah, that we started kind of thinking like that would be really interesting. What kind of story could we tell through that context? And it became like, well, having a story about friends who, you know, because you know, as a gamer, there are so many games like World of Warcraft or Destiny where you have a raiding party and you have people that you always have the same friends that you do these raids with, that you form a connection. And so we wanted to tell a story about a group of friends in that context and what happens when the game starts to actually, there's a glitch that's contextual in the story. And also we were dealing with glitches in our lives to make the episode. But yeah, that was that combination of things.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for your time. I want more. This was not enough. So, but thank you.
You think I'm kidding about the emailing?
Listen, I'll send an email right now, letters, phone calls. I got you. Don't worry. Thank you so much.